So I knew when Neo did his interview talking about gender identity that the backlash for sure was about to start. So let's talk about it. What's up, y'all? I'm Stacey Brewer, and this is H Blues Word. Thank you so much for joining me. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and be sure to hit that notification bell so you know exactly when we are posting new content. And also check out our playlist where you can also check out some content from Hollywood and Friends. They have a lot of great challenges and all those great things, and they also hit on some hot topics. So let's hit on this Neo. So Neo is facing some backlash because of some comments that he made on Gloria Velez's show via VladTV. He commented on gender identity. And like I said at the top, I knew when he made these comments that he for sure was going to face some backlash. So during an interview, he made the following statement in part. He said, "I grew up in an era where a man was a man and a woman was a woman. There were two genders, and that's how I rocked." He added regarding the parents and their children, if your little boy comes to you and says, "Daddy, I want to be a girl," and you let him rock that, when did it become a good idea to let a child make a life-changing decision for themselves? So yeah, after hearing that, I was like, I really think that Neil just straight up chose violence today with the transgender community. And I just knew that an apology was definitely on its way. And in fact, it was. So Neo ended up hitting his Twitter and said this in part. So he said, "After much reflection, I like to express my deepest apologies to anyone that I may have hurt with my comments on parenting and gender identity." He added, "I have always been an advocate for love and inclusivity in the LGBTQI plus community. So I understand how my comment could have been interpreted as insensitive and offensive." So you would think that would be it, right? Like we would just move on, apology, move on. But Neil was like, "Nah, let me really double down on how I really feel." And he went to his Instagram and said the following.
This is something I feel very strongly on, and I need y'all to hear this from the horse's mouth, not the publicist's computer. So check this out. First and foremost, I do not apologize for having an opinion on this matter. I am a 43-year-old heterosexual man raising 5 boys and 2 girls, okay? That's my reality. Now, if my opinion offended somebody, yeah, sure, I apologize for you being offended because that wasn't my intention. My intention is never to offend anybody. However, I'm entitled to feel how I feel. I'm absolutely entitled to feel how I feel the same way you are entitled to feel how you feel. I have no beef with the LGBTQIA plus community whatsoever. I ain't got no beef with y'all. Do whatever the hell it is you want to do. Do what you want to do with your kids. However, somebody asked my opinion on this matter, and this is how I feel. I will never be okay with allowing a child to make a decision that detrimental to their life.
So as you can see, Neo pretty much was saying he is not going to be bullied into having a different opinion. That's his opinion, and he's sticking by it. Now, for my thoughts on this, I'm definitely an ally of the transgender community. I believe they definitely should be protected, but I'm also an ally of freedom of speech. Because look, although you, me, whoever may not completely agree with Neo, he really is entitled to his opinion. And the issue of gender identity really is a complex issue, so complex that I don't know if someone can just make a blatant decision on how they would react if their child, in fact, wanted to change their gender. It may be one of those things where you really don't know what you would do until you are actually experiencing it. But having said that, I do understand how, as a parent, you would want to be a part of that conversation with your child. You would want to help them decide what's best for them. You may not want them to make such a life-altering decision at such a young age. Maybe you don't want them to make that decision until they're about 18 years old. But Neil is a father, and he has a right to want to raise his children the way he wants to raise them. And I don't think anyone should force him to change his opinion. Because look, a part of what makes America great, and look, I'm a Black American. I know America is not perfect. I mean, I'm not crazy. There's a lot of things that we definitely still need to work on. But a part of the things that do make this country wonderful is the fact that we can have our own opinions without facing any significant backlash. Now, I'm not talking about hate speech. I'm not talking about speech that may cause imminent danger to someone. I'm talking about general speech on social topics topics or hot topics. And that's all Neo was really expressing on. Because I actually think that it's healthy for society to have a difference of opinion, because if we can have our differences and then discuss those differences respectfully, then maybe we can ultimately get to some truth. So to me, if you did not like what Neo said, or if what he said made you uncomfortable, then you can exercise your freedom of speech and maybe not, as an individual, support his music. Maybe you just start unfollowing him, or you just don't attend his concerts. That's a way to really express yourself when it comes to what he said. But to try to force him to change his opinion, I don't think that's right. Because I mean, at the end of the day, we really cannot have a society where everyone has the same opinion. I don't think that's healthy. Because look, Neo is ultimately his own individual. But in the spirit of freedom of speech, maybe in time, he can actually have a discussion with a parent who has a child who is going through a type of transition. Just as an example, D Wade is going through that. So maybe he and Neo could have a discussion, and D Wade could maybe explain to Neo, hey, look, this is what I dealt with on a day-to-day basis. This is why we have made this decision. This is, the therapy we had to go through, etc. There's probably a lot to it than just, I'm just blatantly not going to allow something, because ultimately I'm pretty sure that a parent simply wants their child to be happy. And that's really the ultimate goal. Now, once this discussion happens, Neo may still feel the way he does, and that would again be his right to have. So look, that's my thoughts on that. Be sure to share your thoughts below, and don't forget to like this video and to subscribe to our channel, and also hit that notification bell. Until next time, I'll talk to you later.